YouTube to a great episode of the Culture of Currency. Today we are looking at one of my favorite all-time coins, the Silver Lion from the Netherlands. We are going to talk about this coin and its awesome heritage, but first we need to highlight the land from which this coin hails. In the United States, it's common to not understand that when we refer to Dutch, that a lot of times it's the Netherlands that we're actually relating it to. I hope that my brief overview will help you understand this great nation. When you see the flag, it's easy to get confused with many nations like France and Russia, so here's a comparison to help. Another thing that is very confusing about the Netherlands is their flag is red, white, and blue, but are often called the Orange, and have many of their international teams in orange uniforms. This is due to the independence of the Netherlands from Spain in the 1500s after the 80 Years' War. It actually was in this time that the Royal Dutch Mint was founded, 1567 to be exact, which makes it one of the oldest mints, though it was off and on in production throughout the years. One notable time would be when Napoleon, yes, Napoleon, was in control of this land. It was under Napoleon that an order was made to basically streamline the minting process. In the Middle Ages, you see, large trade cities would often mint their own currency, which made it hard to have a streamlined way to trade goods. Napoleon's decree would make it to where within the borders of a province or nation that basically all coinage would be minted by one governing body, and so that trade within that area would be much easier. And it's a model that we still obviously somewhat follow today. Fun fact, after Napoleon fell and the French occupation dissipated, Belgium, which used to be a part of the Netherlands, called for its independence. This is, to my understanding, why French is still the language in Belgium. To give you an idea of the size of the Netherlands, it's roughly 2 times the size of New Jersey and actually has a giant amount of their GDP in agriculture. I don't think of the Netherlands as a big agriculture body, but apparently they're one of the major exporters. This is a beautiful nation that includes the famous Rhine River. If you know anything about that river, it's one of the most historied rivers in our European nations. Another fun fact is that a quarter of the land is actually below sea level, and about half of the land is actually within a meter of sea level. That being said, if the ice caps actually melt one day, this nation would be in a world of trouble. The nation hosts over 17 million in population, with almost 77% being native Dutch. The religious breakdown is a little bit more diverse, in the majority at only 23% of Roman Catholic and 14% Protestant, where most other areas are receiving lower than 10%. The Netherlands are the 6th biggest economy currently in the EU and number 27 in the world. Now that you understand a little bit about this great and beautiful nation, let's talk about this coin and put it to our 60-point scale. I need to start off by stating that this is one of my favorite coins because it is a very close restrike of a coin that was around in the Renaissance period all the way through the early classical period. Here's a picture of the original, which would have been circulated probably from 1575 to 1713, 1715, somewhere in there. Now, notice how close the newer coin represents the classic. When we look at the front of the coin, we see that this is a 2019. We also see in Latin, confidens, DNO, which is short for domino, non movitur, which means that he who has confidence, right, confidens, or trust, in the Lord, domino, shall not be moved, movitur, right? In the center, we have a rampant lion, which if you studied heraldry, means that it's a lion standing upward, kind of like a man, and facing forward. A regardant lion would be one who is looking backwards, just for reference. We see those a lot in coat of arms. The artwork and words are done in a way that makes them look like a freshly minted coin at the end of the Renaissance and is absolutely stunning. I have to score it a 10. On the back, we have the carryover from the old theme. The only out-of-theme elements I see on the back are the denominations of the 3 nines, which obviously is always a great touch to know how pure your silver is, and the R mint mark under the rampant lion on the shield. The lion is both part of the old coats of arms for Belgium and the Netherlands, which I always like. We also see the knight with a sash looking over his left shoulder, which we should know would be regarded as regardant, or they're kind of looking to the past. We also see many abbreviations which translate to New Silver Coin according to the law of the province of the Netherlands, Gelderland. I think that this is such a well done coin and love the artwork both back and front, and think that this should also score a 10. Mintage is our next category, and where many beautiful coins tend to fall. This coin, however, is not one of them. This is an extremely low mintage coin with only 15,000. Therefore, it scores a 9 out of 10, just like the Samurai of Fiji did. Our next area is cultural significance. This is, in my opinion, highly significant due to the fact that the elements of this coin come directly from a coin that was minted in the area for over 200 years. This is not just symbolic representation, but is actually historic art being brought back to life. It has to score a 10. Collectability is the next category. This is a coin that I love because it looks like what I would find if I were to stumble upon treasure in the ports or forests of the Netherlands, with a little bit more refined minting process. It is also low mintage, but I think it lacks just a hair of prowess by not being as recognizable as many of the big players that we know of. I scored a 9. Our last area is uniqueness. This coin is the only coin just like it, with an exception of obviously the coins from hundreds of years ago. This also scores a solid 10 for uniqueness. This brings our total score to 58 out of 60 and ties it for first place with the Chiwoo of South Korea. As you can see, this is a coin that should be absolutely a part of everyone's collection who loves the history of Europe, currency, or just respects the provenance of this coin. This is easily a top 5 coin for my collection and is one that I cannot live without. I recommend this coin to you with the highest of honors. Thank you for watching, and as always, please remember to subscribe so you can stay classy and current with the culture of currency.